Sophia clutched her belly, fear twisting in her gut. Her parents' faces were thunderous, their words like daggers. 13 years old, pregnant, and now homeless. The slam of their front door echoed in her ears, a finality that stole her breath. Tears streamed down her face as she stood on the porch, the life she knew shattered. Where could she go? Who would help her? The weight of her situation pressed down, heavy and suffocating. The street stretched before her, cold and unfamiliar. Each passing car seemed to mock her with its normalcy, its occupants oblivious to her pain. She was adrift, a tiny boat tossed on a stormy sea. The world seemed vast and menacing, swallowing her whole. Desperation gnawed at her, fueling a growing sense of panic. She needed shelter, she needed help. But most of all, she needed someone to tell her that everything would be all right. Days blurred into nights. Sophia sought refuge in parks and doorways, the sting of cold seeping into her bones. Hunger became a constant companion, a gnawing emptiness that mirrored the ache in her heart. She ate scraps found in trash bins, shame burning her throat with each bite. This wasn't how it was supposed to be. She was supposed to be in school, giggling with friends, dreaming of the future. The city, once familiar, now seemed like a concrete jungle, indifferent to her plight. Faces in the crowd became a blur, none offering a kind glance or a helping hand. Fear, sharp and constant, became her shadow. She learned to be invisible, to blend in with the shadows, to avoid the judging eyes and harsh words. Each day was a struggle for survival, a test of her resilience. But even in the darkest hours, a flicker of hope remained, fueled by the tiny life growing inside her. One evening, huddled in a bus shelter, Sophia felt a gentle hand on her shoulder. She flinched, bracing for cruelty, but the voice that followed was soft, filled with concern. "You look like you need help, child." Sophia looked up, meeting the kind eyes of an elderly woman. The woman, Mrs. Jackson, didn't recoil from Sophia's appearance or her condition. Instead, she saw a child in need. Mrs. Jackson took Sophia home, offering her warmth, food, and a safe haven. For the first time in what felt like an eternity, Sophia felt a glimmer of hope. Mrs. Jackson didn't judge, didn't pry. She simply offered kindness and understanding, a lifeline in Sophia's turbulent world. She became a surrogate mother, a mentor, a beacon of light in the darkness. With Mrs. Jackson's support, Sophia started to believe that maybe, just maybe, she could get through this. Section 4. Whispers and Walls. Sophia's pregnancy became a visible reminder of her perceived transgression. Whispers followed her like shadows, judgment dripping from every syllable. She faced scorn from strangers, condemnation from former friends, and even hostility from some healthcare workers. The world seemed determined to remind her that she had made a mistake, that she was unworthy of compassion. Obstacles rose before her like impenetrable walls. Access to education became a struggle, with many doors slammed shut due to her pregnancy. Finding employment felt impossible, her young age and lack of experience compounded by the stigma attached to her situation. The system seemed designed to keep her trapped, to punish her for her circumstances. But Sophia refused to be defined by her past. She held on to the hope that Mrs. Jackson had ignited, clinging to the dream of a better future for herself and her child. Section 5. Rising Above. With Mrs. Jackson's unwavering support, Sophia fought back against the odds. She enrolled in a night school program, devouring knowledge with a hunger born of years of deprivation. She took on odd jobs, her work ethic impressing even the most skeptical employers. Her determination was fueled by the love for her child, a tiny being who represented hope and resilience. The years that followed were a blur of late nights, tireless work, and unwavering dedication. Sophia faced every challenge head-on, refusing to be defined by her past. She learned to navigate the world with a strength she never knew she possessed, her spirit tempered by adversity. Her journey was a testament to the power of the human spirit, a beacon of hope for anyone facing seemingly insurmountable obstacles. Section 6. Home again, but different. Years later, Sophia returned to the town that had cast her out, a successful entrepreneur, a loving mother, and a beacon of hope for others. The whispers that had once followed her now carried a different tone, awe, respect, and perhaps a hint of regret. She had proven them wrong, shattered their expectations, and emerged from the fire stronger than ever before. Standing before her childhood home, the home that had once shut her out, Sophia felt no anger, only a quiet sense of triumph. Her journey had been arduous, marked by pain and uncertainty, but it had also been a journey of self-discovery, resilience, and ultimately, redemption. She had not only survived, she had thrived, proving that even in the face of adversity, hope and perseverance can pave the path to an extraordinary future.